Hey you guys, how y'all doing? Me, I am doing fine. Happy Sabbath to you guys out there. Happy Sabbath, brothers and sisters. So I wanted to get on here because I wanted to give you guys a little segment about what I'm going to be doing with my fasting video. So I want to talk about fasting today. I'm going to put this on my YouTube channel because I'm definitely going to do a longer video about fasting, but I just want to kind of give like a little scrimmage video. Yeah, you can see I play basketball too much. Anyways, so I wanted to talk to you guys about fasting. One thing you guys need to know about fasting is basically it's like you're dying to yourself with physical food to get your spiritual food. We can sometimes put so many toxic things on the inside of us. And so God need to clear all that toxic stuff that we have in the inside of us so that we may get the spiritual things that we need in the inside. So when Jesus was talking to the disciples and he was telling them about the way of life, he was basically kingdom teaching them. So one of the things he was telling them about was fasting. So I want to go through these three verses, and I want to give you guys an actual. If you see me look at this, I'm just looking at my notes. Give you guys an example of one thing that you can fast for. Now, when I do this video on my YouTube channel, I'm going to give a lot of examples, but just for this one, I'm going to give one example. Okay, so let's first I want to build up for what I'm about to say. Before I take you to the fasting and how important it is, I want to build this up. Okay, so if you can come to me to Matthew chapter 6, and what it says is the chapter starts off as don't do good works for praise. So I want to start. I don't want to get too much into the good works part because that's another video. And I don't want to get too much into the Lord's Prayers because that's definitely another video. But I want to take a scripture out of these two so that way it set the foundation to what I'm about to say for the fasting. Okay, so St. Matthew chapter 6 and at verse 3, it says, "But when thou do thy alms, let not the left hand know what the right hand doeth, that thy alms may be in secret, and thy Father which seeth in secret shall reward thee openly." So God is saying, don't do your works for praise of others. Do not do your works to get an applause from other people. The only person that should be seeing your works is our Father in heaven. Because what the hypocrites do is they blow trumpets when they do something good. You know how you see people when they post statuses and stuff and they talk about how they didn't help the person and all this other stuff. God said that's sound the trumpet. You're not supposed to do that. Because we're supposed to humble ourselves before God, and those that are humble will be exalted. So that way you don't have to exalt yourself. When you do the works of God, you're going to get exalted anyway, not even from your doing. You're going to get exalted from God. You let him exalt you because he will exalt you in ways that you couldn't even do yourself. So he's saying do these things in secret. And if you go all the way down to the chapter 6, let's see, chapter 6, verse 6, it said, "But thou, when thou pray, enter into thy closet, and when thou hast shut the door, pray to the Father which is in secret, and thy Father which is in secret shall reward thee openly." Ain't it amazing how everything that God's telling you to do, he's telling you to do it in secret? That God is not telling you to go out and say, "Hey girl, guess what I done today?" Or you get on there and trying to say, "Well, I'm not trying to boast, but I did such and such and such and such." God's saying you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to do your things in secret. When you give in secret. When you pray in secret. God's saying you don't do these things out in the open. You don't do these things to be seen by others. Okay, so now we get to the fasting. Okay, so chapter 6, Matthew chapter 6, starting at verse 16 says, and I'm going to stop and break each little parts of the scriptures down. Okay, so Matthew 6, verse 16 said, Moreover, when ye fast, be not as the hypocrites of a sad countenance, for they disfigure them faces, that they may appear unto men to fast. Verily I say unto you, they have their reward. So what he's saying is, you know how people do when you can tell someone that's fasting, like they don't fix their hair, they not even putting on decent clothes, they're not even barely even washing their face because they're so disfigured because they haven't had food. It's like they're making the fast a burden to them. Like they're not taking it like, okay, this is a fast, so let me just do this fast so that I can get the spiritual things that I need. They making the fast as a burden. Like they just walking around like, oh, and people that seeing them, it's like, well, if that's what fasting look like, I ain't even trying to do that. Like seriously, if you see a person's fasting and they just looking like they just all unenergetic, it's gonna make you not even want to do it. Because you're looking at them like, is this what you supposed? Is this what it looks like? Because to an unbeliever, they don't know. When they looking at you and you're saying that this is what you're doing for God, and then they're looking at you and you barely breathing, like is this is what they doing? Oh no, that's all right. You can keep that. That's why they stray away from that. But fasting is something that should be embraced. Fasting is something that should be in every Christian's life. Because notice how in verse 16, the second word says when. It don't say if, it say when, because Christians, we are supposed to live a life of fasting. We are supposed to live a life of fasting, whether it's fasting for a couple of hours, doing a Daniel's fast, complete water fast. You are supposed to fast. As a Christian, you're supposed to live a life of fasting, but you're not supposed to be like the hypocrites. The hypocrites are the one. You ever seen someone, like, say, for instance, if you're trying to invite them out to eat or something, and you be like, yeah, can you go with me out to eat or something? And they go, girl, I can't eat because I'm fasting. God said that's what hypocrites do, because you're trying to show that you're fasting for other people. You're not, he said, at that point, you're not doing it for God. You have your reward. Your reward is other people. Other people looking at you and saying, oh, she must be a good Christian because she's fasting. God saying that's all the reward you're going to get. The praise of others. That's it. You're not going to get anything in heaven for doing that, because it's hypocritical. When you're fasting and stuff like that, you're supposed to only do this fast for the Father in heaven. You're only doing it for him. You're not doing it for anyone else. Okay, verse 17 says, but when thou fast, anoint thou head and wash thy face. Wash your face. Put some lotion on. Take a bath. Tidy up. Don't look like you're fasting. Don't look like you're just about ready to fall out in the ground, ready to pass out, because God is saying you're not supposed to do that. That's what hypocrites do. Wash your face. Put some neat clothes on. You know what I'm saying? Take a bath, be happy, smile, because you're getting the spiritual benefits. You're getting those benefits, and it shouldn't be sad. And then verse 18 it said that thou appear not unto men to fast, but unto thy Father which is in secret. There it is again, secret. And thy Father which seeth in secret shall reward thee in open. Only God gives promotion. Only God exalts you. You can't exalt yourself, because when you exalt yourself, that's all the rewards you will get. You won't get nothing else. You just the exalting of yourself and praise of others. That's it. You won't get no rewards in heaven for that. And that's the same that goes for works. And that's the same thing that goes for prayers. It's all in the same things. Okay, so I want to give you guys an example of it. And that's in 1 Corinthians. Let's see. 1 Corinthians chapter 7 and verse 5. Well, I'm going to start at verse 1. And so this example I want to give is that Paul discusses marriage. And when he discusses marriage, he discusses how we should even fast with our partner, with our spouse. We should even fast with them. Okay. So chapter 7, verse 1 says, now concerning the things whereof ye wrote unto me, it is good for a man not to touch a woman. Nevertheless, to avoid fornication. Let every man have his own wife, and let every woman have her own husband. Don't commit adultery. Don't cheat. Stick with your spouse. Don't be out here having sex and stuff when you're not married. That's what the verse 1 through 2 is saying. Okay, verse 3. Let the husband render unto the wife due benevolence, and likewise also the wife unto the husband. Means speak with each other with kindness. Speak to each other like you are human beings. You know, because a lot of times when we get in our feelings and stuff like that, we can say some cruel words to each other. Like, one thing about husband and wife, when they say cruel words to each other, you know, so he's saying, be kindness, treat each other with kindness. You know, men, have patience with your wife. Women, have patience with your husband. You know, and women, one thing that we must do is we must be quiet. Like, the thing about us women is we love the last word. Like, we love the last word. We love it. Like, we into some type of thing, we have to get that last word out. We the last word queens, you feel me? Like, we have to get that word out. And it's like God's saying, showing each other kindness. You know, whilst we are to show meekness towards our husbands. You know, and I have to learn that real quick because at one point in time, the beginning of me and my husband's marriage, oh y'all, I was a yapper, yapper. Now, don't get me wrong, I still yap a little bit, but you know, God is working with me on that because we have to show kindness to our husbands. This is this is what God gave us to do life with. We are to show kindness. Like, husbands, y'all show kindness to y'all wives. You know, because women, we are really emotional creatures. Like, every little thing will hurt our feelings. So, you know, show kindness to us. We are to show love and stuff in our marriages. So when we go out here into the world, people will know what a godly marriage look like. People will see a husband having patience with his wife. People will see a wife that is humble to her husband, not trying to speak over him, not trying to direct everything. Because that's what we do. We're ramblers. We'll ramble about anything. You give the wife a microphone or a camera, we will ramble about anything. That's just what we do. We ramble, you know. And so, let's see, verse 4, it say, the wife have not power over her own body, but the husband. And likewise, also the husband have not power over his own body, but the wife. Verse 5, it say, defraud ye not one to the other, except it be with consent for a time, that you may give yourself to fasting and praying, and come together again, that Satan tempt you not in your incontinency. So, saying when you are evil to each other, and when you are being mean to each other, you're giving Satan an opportunity to come in and to give more destruction inside your marriage. But when you fast and when you praying and when you get into the point where you start to release these things and giving God the option to give you the spiritual things that you need inside of your marriage, he gives you the things you need through fasting and praying. You know, it was a time that, you know, me and my husband, we had just started fasting together. You know, at one point in time, if I was mad and he was mad, he would leave for a little while and come back. We had to stop doing that because you just never know what might happen if that person leave. We're not promised every second of the day. So we have to be kind to one another. One thing you don't want to do is have your spouse or your loved one that have passed away and all y'all done was argue and bicker the whole time. You had no chance to get it right. And so therefore we live with a lot of regrets when we do that. But when you fast with each other and you pray, you give an opportunity for God to step into that marriage and bring that marriage together so that Satan may go on about his way, because you didn't empty yourself out. You didn't die to yourself. So now the things that you're doing is of the spirit. It's not of you anymore. God have stepped inside that marriage to give the things that you need through you fasting and praying. It's a unity thing. When you fast and pray with your husband, it's a unity thing. And also, before I do end this video, I definitely want to thank my I'm gonna say accountability partner, Miss Nancy. I'm not too sure if Miss Nancy is still on Facebook. I know she was telling me that she was gonna deactivate for a while, but like Miss Nancy, this lady has really like held me accountable for the things that I've done. And fasting was one of them. I remember it was a time when I really could not, I was calling her because she would be like, call me during your fast. If you feel like you're ready to eat, just call me and we'll go through scriptures and stuff together. I was calling Miss Nancy so much. She was like, you know what? She was like, you know what? When you think about food, just pray, because I was calling her every 10 minutes, like, Miss Nancy. Like, Miss Nancy, I gotta get through this. Miss Nancy was like, look, you can do this. We was going over scriptures and stuff together. So she really helped me together. She really was my accountability partner. Like, when I was going through things in life, whether it was with friends, family, anything like that, she was really my accountability partner. But her main thing she would tell me is to go to God. She would tell me that all the time. Tanisha, look, you got to go to God. You got to go to God for that, because certain things only He can give you. I can't give you. And so when I very first started, really, my spiritual walk and things like that, she had really helped me out. She really gave me guidance. And so if you can, anybody, you definitely need your accountability partner. Definitely get you an accountability partner who keeps you in line, who keeps you directly straight to the Father. Everything they say is going to line up with the Bible, and everything they say is going to come straight from God. So if you're the type of person that really can't fast, get you an accountability partner. They're going to help you throughout the way. And even some accountability partners, they fast with you. And this is just to starting out. As you get more advanced and stuff, and as you started to practice the fast and things alone, you will start to see that you really can do this. So I definitely want to encourage every Christ follower, because God said, when ye fast, not if ye fast, when ye fast. So definitely try to live a life of fasting, whether it's for a couple of hours, so you can graduate yourself to a couple of days. Because the longer I've done was Daniel fast. I have done the Daniel fast before, where you only eat fruits and vegetables and things like that. So just seek the Lord, and God will tell you. Even I've done the fast from Facebook, because every month I try to give myself a week fast from Facebook, because Facebook can take up so much of your time, and it's like you need to fast from it. So that's definitely something that you can fast from along with food. So hope you guys take everything in message. Just like I said, I'm going to do a longer video about this, because I have so many examples about fasting for sins. Even David fast when Saul and Jonathan got killed, and just different things. So I definitely want you guys to tune in, and I will put a link description into this comment, in the comments after this video. After I finish doing the video on YouTube, I will put it in the comments, so that way you guys can check it out. But try to live a life of fasting. It's benefits in fasting. It's not just about well, I can't eat. What? I can't eat. But it's not about that. It's about getting the spiritual things that you need. And then you'll find out when you start reading the Bible and stuff, you're like, oh, I didn't even know that was in there. I didn't even know. Because when I very first started reading Genesis, it was during the fast. I could not understand Genesis. I don't know about anybody else, but Genesis was one of the hardest books that I was trying to read, and I just could not comprehend Genesis. Genesis was one of the books I just could not comprehend. So when I started fasting and stuff like that, and I started reading the book of Genesis, God started opening my eyes to things. So things you will see when you fast. You will see God work in your life when you live a life towards fasting. So I hope you guys do tune in. I'll probably do the video tomorrow, because just like I said, today I'm going to rest with my family, because it is the Sabbath. So I'm going to rest with my family. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day today, and I hope you guys just consult God about a life of fasting, because you're going to realize the life of fasting is really to get the things that you need in the spiritual realm. And it will clean out all that stuff that we keep in the inside, even down to food. It'll clean out all that stuff to give you the things that you need of the spirit. So you guys have a wonderful day, and happy Sabbath to you guys, and shalom.